I mean, I totally believe we should be living in a time of abundance, like Peter Diamandis' book. I think if you really think about the things that you need to make yourself happy, it's like housing, security, opportunity for your kids. I mean, anthropologists have identified these things. I mean, it's not that hard for us to provide those things. The amount of resources we need to do that, the amount of work that actually needs to go into that, it's pretty small. I'm guessing less than 1%.
Yeah.
At the moment. So the idea that everyone needs to work frantically to meet people's needs is just not true. So I do think there's a problem that we kind of don't recognize that, and I think there's also kind of a social problem that a lot of people aren't happy if they don't have anything to do. So we need to give people things to do, You need to feel like you're needed and wanted and have something productive to do. But I think the mix with that and the industries we actually need and so on there's not a good correspondence. That's why we're busy destroying the environment and doing other things maybe we don't need to be doing. So I'm pretty worried until we figure that out, we're not going to have a good outcome. One thing, I was talking to Richard Branson about this. They have a huge problem there. They don't have enough jobs in the UK. So he's been trying to get people to hire 2 part-time people instead of 1 full-time. So at least the young people can have a half-time job rather than no job. And it's slightly greater cost for employers. I was thinking the extension of that is if you have kind of global unemployment or widespread unemployment, you just reduce work time. Everyone I've asked a lot of people about this to say, maybe not you guys, but most people, if I ask them would you like, an extra week of vacation, they raise their hands, 100% of people. 2 weeks or 4-day work week, everyone will raise their hand. Most people like working, but they'd also like to have more time with their family or to do their own interest. So that would be one way to deal with the problem, is if you had a coordinated way to just reduce work week. And then if you had slightly less employment, you could adjust and people would still have jobs.
I'll quibble a little bit that I don't think in the near term the need for labor is going away. I mean, it gets shifted from one place to another, but people always want more stuff or more entertainment or more creativity or more something.
I think it's kind of an imperfect system, so there's no reason that it really will correspond. There's been some economics arguments that that's not as true now as it has been. But that could be to other kinds of governance problems and so on. But nobody really knows the answer to that question.
Yeah, but since we went into the social domain, there's short-term issues like we are seeing in San Francisco. People not appreciating that people who are part of the ideas economy in some way are doing much better than people who aren't.
San Francisco thing is really a governance problem because we're building lots of jobs, lots of office buildings, and no housing. And so it's not surprising that causes a lot of issues, and you also have a lot of people who are rent controlled, and so they don't participate in the economic increase in housing prices. It actually hurts them, it doesn't help them. So I think those problems are more structural and very serious problems. We're not really on path to fix those problems as a Bay Area.
Yeah, but there may be indicators that income distribution will get more lopsided over time.
Yeah, that's true. That's also a big issue, I think.
And I fundamentally believe we moved from an economy